We are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy.
Dummy. Conspiracy dummy.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Hey, welcome to Conspiracy Dummy, the conspiracy podcast that questions who is the master. I'm your host, Double D, a.k.a. the show nuff of podcasting. Joining me on the podcast, we have the homegirl, Lillian.
What's up, everybody?
What's happening? Oh, shit. Homeboy's gonna trim her freaking bangs on the show. No audio. I mean, just audio. No visuals. Check it out. And next we have...
Maybe cut up.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. I can cut it. It's all good.
You must think first, before you move.
Oh, yeah. And last but not least, we have the homie Bruce Leroy, a.k.a. Rogelio. What it do?
Yo. Just trimming it up. Keeping it trim.
Chopping it up, keeping it with...
Yeah, we chopping it up. Literally.
That's just keeping it short, huh? We're just trimming it.
We keeping it short, trimming it up,
You
and
have
chopping
that
it up.
brush?
Yeah.
I think it's behind you on that.
What's good? What's going down, man? What's going down in Chinatown?
Not much. Flying out today. I'm about to be sky high. Sky high.
Sky high. Damn.
Yep. A little bummed, a little excited, a little horny. No.
Shit. They join the Mile High Club, homie.
Mm-hmm. Haven't been there yet, but I hear it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of fun.
Sorry.
I evened out the side parts.
Surgery. All right.
Keeping it real. We're
What was
keeping
that?
it hood.
This part. Don't cut those.
Okay. Oh, look, there's a little piece right here. We're chopping Lillian's hair, evening out her bangs.
Chopping wood. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a wood could chuck? Ah, shit. I fucked that up. How much Chuck Norris can a Chuck Norris chuck if a Chuck Norris could chuck wood? Shit. All of it. But as much as I love Chuck Norris and the sayings and all the memes you see about him being a badass and shit, but today we're not talking about Chuck Norris. We're going to be talking about the motherfucker that grabbed his hairy chest. Bruce fucking Lee. Yeah, man. Bruce Lee, man. Not Bruce Leroy. Bruce Lee.
You know, there's that reminds me of a fuck. Oh, the saying. I don't know why it came to me, but there's the saying that goes, jack of all trades, master of none, but is still better
Than some?
But is still better
Than what?
than a master of none.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense than what I just said.
It was cut off. You know, like people just stop it at jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, have no master. Jeet Kune Do, man. Master of none. The way of the intercepting fist. Shit. I like that.
Just like going ham.
Yeah, just go
You're
ham.
going hamsters?
Yeah, I have been.
We just go ham here. Let's talk a little bit about Bruce Lee. Bruce. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Like
Bruce
Lee, bro.
Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, his name was Jun Fan. No, yeah, his real name was Jun Fan.
June Fan?
Jun, yeah, Junfan. Jun Fan.
June Fan.
That's his Chinese name.
Yeah, June Fan. I think, his parents too, man, they named him like a girl name because there's like this family curse, you know what I mean? That something about the dad being buried or somebody being buried next to a young boy, and they left the family curse on the fucking family. So that kind of led to what we're going to be talking about later today in the podcast. But yeah, they try to change his name because they try to change it to a female's name to hide him from spirits or like these evil spirits and stuff. So, but yeah, man, Bruce Lee, man, we're going to be talking about Bruce fucking Lee. Bruce Lee was born November 27th, 1940 in San Francisco. But don't get it twisted. He didn't wear no flowers in his hair. He came correct, nunchucks and all. He and his family moved back to Hong Kong, and he became a child actor with the Hong Kong film industry. And he also learned martial arts, man. Shit. And that shit that he does with his hands, you know, that fist of fury when it's just kind of like a mirage tracers and shit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder where he learned that from.
He was his first teacher. It was Ip Man.
Ip Man.
Ip Man.
I love those movies, man.
Yeah. So without
movies.
Ip Man, there is no Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee's philosophy and his core strategy, the core of it is based on Wing Chun, which is what he learned from Ip Man. But not even Ip Man, because Bruce Lee was like, he wasn't like full Chinese. His Ip Man couldn't teach him, so he got his top students, like the second in command type stuff, to teach him.
Oh, okay.
But it was still under his lineage, and he's still like, I'm sure he still like showed him stuff, but they couldn't teach him directly because it looked bad on Ip Man because he's teaching like a not full-bred full-bred Chinese type
that's crazy,
person.
huh?
But yeah, man, that dude's legendary.
Yeah.
Yep. My instructor, Sifu John, yesterday. I saw him yesterday.
Shout out.
Shout out Sifu John, San Agustin. He's awesome dude, Hall of Famer, Wing Chun. Comes from the Ip Man lineage. He's 5th generation.
Yeah.
He showed me a picture. A friend of his is in Seattle right now. They took a picture of Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee's the tombstones in Seattle.
Yeah,
cool.
I want to talk a little bit more later about both of them too, especially Bruce Lee.
Supposedly they.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there. But like, let's build to it, man. Because Bruce Lee, man, he's a big character. He's an iconic character, right? Because of him, dude, you want to have the UFC. You probably want to have like martial arts in the States, probably. Which maybe, we'll talk more about it later. Probably what got him maybe, iffy, maybe, allegedly.
He for sure is the godfather of MMA.
For sure.
He was like one of the first ones to like introduce all styles.
Yeah.
Like all style you can get. It's like the more you know, the better. You just have to be versatile, and you can pick something. Like there's not one method.
Yeah.
And his method was ever changing. So if he was alive now, his way, his style, and his philosophy would be the same, but his approach would have so many tweaks.
Yeah.
He'd probably do jujitsu. He for sure would be into jujitsu.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah, man, because he was combining all those styles, man. And like he was smart, bro. He knew that each had their strengths, but he also knew each of them had their flaws. So you know what I mean? He was just cherry picking the best ones, trying to making this fucking killer style, bro. Jeet Kune Do. Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think he was in some tournaments too, right? Like he fought in real life too, didn't he?
He did like those old school like tournaments.
I know presentations like the
present demos.
What that
They
one
were
finger punch, whatever would you call it? Yeah, like things like
1
that.
inch punch.
1
type
inch
stuff.
punch. There you go.
There's a lot of controversy about that stuff. I've seen like people talk about that stuff, and
Yeah.
there's like a I forget the type of karate at the time, but
Yeah.
he was doing the demo with Bruce Lee, and you could see it where Bruce Lee's like it's this Vic something, and he's I guess the thing is that Bruce Lee's gonna try to touch his face, and that dude's supposed to block it.
Yeah.
And so he does it. Bruce Lee does it, and the dude like puts his hands up, and then they kind of like in the video you can't hear it, but from the dude that was there with Bruce Lee, he's like, yeah, like I parried him twice, you know?
Yeah.
He's like, I think only once he got it, but the first 2 times he's like, I got you, you know, like, and that Bruce Lee was like, oh, like you could even see him like saying something, and then at the end he's like, you know, he fucking
There was like a delay on his voice, like you know how like those. Never mind.
yeah, yeah, right.
Anyways, are you familiar with anything of Bruce Lee, his films, or kind of? Huh?
The legend of Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I'm just like not like that familiar, but like I'm like.
You like the UFC, like fighting and stuff like
Yeah,
that? Yeah, that's cool.
Like nowadays, like it's huge now.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's very different.
we need to go.
Because
when-
of him, yeah.
Yeah, especially when they come to Dallas, we need to go to an event. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
His mentality, like the core way of thinking
Mhm.
of his was like solid. It was like foolproof. You know, like there's no that mentality was like, yeah, dude, you can't, like if you follow that doctrine, you're gonna be you're okay. You know, like that's probably the best way. And he was like a philosopher, you know, because he spoke in those terms like beyond his years. You know, he used the ancient wisdom
Yeah.
mixed with his philosophy
Mhm.
and his approach, so it made it like foolproof and eternal. You know, like
Yeah.
it's like and timeless. No matter when you look at it, it's always gonna make sense. It's always gonna be like, oh yeah, like this is it right here. You know, like he knows what's up. You know, like timeless, and
Timeless.
that's
Would you say he perfected the art of fighting?
no, because he never. It
If
was
you're
like
merging,
an
if
ongoing
you're
thing.
merging everything together, you're just being like the ultimate badass.
Yeah, I don't think he physically did it, but the philosophy was perfected. I think
Yeah.
that's what it. I think that's why he's legendary, because the philosophy was there and it was bulletproof, but because he himself was, you know, is like physical. The physical part hadn't caught up yet, so there was still a bunch for him to learn.
Yeah.
When he started getting into grappling, because he knew that, oh shit, you know, like this is another level
Yeah.
that one must acquire to
Yeah.
really be efficient in like self-defense and stuff like that. But
That's what's up.
he got there's a story of Gene LeBeau. He's like he was like an American grappler, wrestler, I believe, that picked him up. He's like, let me try to get out of this, and he picked him up, and that dude was so strong, and Bruce Lee couldn't get out of it. You know, he
Yeah.
like damn near like, come here, little fella.
Yeah.
Picked him up. He's like this big, giant American corn fucking
Yeah.
husker
Yeah.
fucking type of dude.
Yeah, like a butter bean.
Yeah, but fit.
Yeah.
Just a fit dude.
Oh, okay.
And compared to Bruce Lee's frame,
Like a Brock Lesnar.
damn near, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And compared to Bruce Lee, you know, he was like
And so you think
130.
somebody like that stature, that big, you think Bruce Lee could still fuck him up?
If he learned what that dude learned, and learned like I think because of that meeting, Bruce Lee was probably like, I have to learn grappling, so because you know there's another facet. Say like the art of fighting is a diamond. There's
Yeah.
all these cuts.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
So they showed him a new cut. Now, oh shit. Now I gotta learn this cut, you know? And
Yeah.
then there's a new cut, and then a new cut. And so it's always like, you know, there's only so
Just
many
polishing
cuts.
it.
Yeah,
Just
there's
yeah.
only so many cuts, but like he said, there's like grappling, punching, kicking, weapons. That's probably that's all you can do you can do biting, but that's still part of like,
Yeah.
maybe you could put it with grappling or something, you know?
Yeah.
But those are like the main things. You can't. There's nothing else, you know.
Yeah.
There's using your limbs, but I think he would have by now, because his what's his name, Danny Nosanto, his best friend, that dude trains with the Machado brothers.
Yeah.
Trained jujitsu, and he still trains. I follow him on Instagram, and you see them training, and then the Machado brothers, they're jujitsu guys. They're
Yeah.
cousins of the Gracie family. They're learning Wing Chun.
Mm,
Yeah,
interesting.
dude, Wing Chun is badass, dude. Like if when it's not shown as a demo,
Yeah.
I'm sure like when it's like in a real application,
Yeah.
it's fucking tricky, dude. It's crazy. It's like crazy boxing, like a crazy like tricky boxing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Without the gloves, it's just like, cause you can grab the hand, punch, trap. You know, there's trapping of the arms while you punch, and like all these crazy things that makes you feel like if you felt it, if anyone's like kind of like practiced it
Yeah.
or has been in the presence of somebody who's practiced it a bunch, it makes you feel helpless, just like jujitsu. When a jujitsu person grabs a hold of you, they make you feel helpless, you know? 'Cause they're like, damn, I can't fucking do anything. Or
Yeah.
a boxer, if you go up against a really good boxer or a karate person, you know, someone that just knows, man, they make you feel like, gosh damn,
Yeah.
fucking shit.
When it comes to him and his Hollywood career, like for example, like what movies do you like of his? Like, what's your favorite movie of his?
Shit. I would say Big Trouble in Little China.
That's an awesome one. Great movie.
Yeah, but that's not a Bruce Lee movie.
Mine's The Last Dragon.
Who's the master? I can't hear you, Leroy.
Round him, for Christ's sake, will you try?
Yeah, man. Who's the master? Who's the master?
He's the master. I said, who's the master? I can hear you. Who is the master?
Is one place that you have not looked.
And you're just going around giving everyone the dim mock.
Only there
Death touch, bitch.
you shall find the master.
You sure look like a master to me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's cool. That one's classic. I would say which one's the one where he fights the levels? That's a classic.
The Game of Death or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, when he fights Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I
Yeah.
fuck that guy's
One
name
of his
up. Yeah.
students.
Yeah, and there's like levels. Like a lot of movies are now like with that kind of same setup. You know what I mean? You got The Raid, you got Dread, you got that where you start from the bottom and you have to go to the top to get to the kingpin. You know, the head
Yeah.
honcho and shit. Dope movie, but I think that's like the last movie. that he
Enter
was
the
filming.
Dragon is that one.
No, not
The
that one.
levels.
The levels? No, it's Game of Death. Check that
No.
out.
I'm looking at it.
Jamie, pull that shit up.
Jamie. Yeah, because Jim Kelly, Roper.
Yeah, I think Enter the Dragon has the
That's
mirrors.
the one. Oh no, that's
He has cuts on his chest and shit.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I saw it was too far.
Yeah. Game of Death. Last movie, Game of Death. And speaking about death, his death, he died July 20th, 1973. And the official story or the reason listed was cerebral edema. I guess that's a swelling of the brain. I guess it had fluids and stuff. The doctors ruled his death by misadventure. So I don't know, like maybe it was an accident. I don't know if he probably had an allergic reaction or some shit. And some of the reasoning, this is what they said. This is some of the things, man. I guess the conspiracies. His side piece. He had a side piece. You know, he was having an affair. He had a thing with this one girl named Betty Ting. And I guess he was complaining one day. He had a headache. I guess she gave him some pills to help him with his headache. And I don't know if that's what led to his death because he died at her house. And that was like a whole scandal and shit too. And another one was that he had surgery to remove sweat glands underneath his armpits because he didn't like how they looked on film. He was like insecure about that shit, I guess. And maybe that caused him to overheat one day. You know what I mean? And he died of a heat stroke or some shit. So that's some of the things that probably led to his death. But the main one is maybe, maybe he was killed. Yeah, like, I don't know. IDK, I don't know. Maybe there was some pills involved. Somebody gave him some pills. I know he smoked weed, but I don't know. What are your thoughts about pills and shit?
Yeah, I think
Was he murked, or did he die like from painkillers or something like that? I really don't know too much about
his
that.
best friend says that he did die of painkillers and different medication type stuff. I believe.
And why is that though? Why would he be on it? Because of fighting? Did he injure himself?
Yeah, he got injured. I think at the time his back was broken and he was like getting better. And he was writing the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, which was the book, while he was like, his back was broken, and they say he was like on pills and all this other stuff, and through different medications he had like a brain aneurysm or something.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
like a cocktail or something? Did he
like too many things at once.
What?
And he was like on a speedy recovery. I just think they did only because people like him, anyone who's always like so influential, why is it that they don't make it? And it's
That's
crazy
true.
how Bruce Lee,
Facts.
Muhammad Ali, I'm surprised he made it as far as he did. Because Muhammad Ali's like he's like Bruce Lee, like timeless, eternal, legend, dude. Yeah. So it's like, how come he made it to an old age, but at the same time, he kind of didn't? It's like he was alive almost for like presence, but like they took away his voice.
Oh, shit.
Like he couldn't talk. He couldn't, I'm sure they like fuck with him in a way where it's like, all right, dude, well, we're not going to kill you.
Didn't he have Parkinson's or something?
I mean, yeah, maybe he got it, but I believe
my conspiracy with Parkinson's, I think a lot of people who have that did a lot of coke back in the day. That's just my theory. I think there was just some crazy coke back in the day that just kind of fucked people up, and they're feeling the effects now. That's my theory. You can see, like, what's his name?
Back.
Michael J. Fox, other people like that in the parties from the 80s and shit.
You think Muhammad Ali's out there he's a Muslim, dude?
Well, just because he doesn't eat bacon doesn't mean he doesn't do coke.
Drugs. They don't do drugs.
For real?
Yeah, they don't do drugs.
Respect.
He was like hardcore, like about that life. Devout. Like.
He was an athlete. One of the best, too.
Yeah, dude. Like, you say his name and it's like.
Rings bells. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah, him and like Bruce Lee, because of what they believed in, that's why they're legendary. Because, Bruce Lee was trying to put the people.
Yeah.
Like his people, the Asian people, the Chinese people, he was trying to put them on the map. On the map too. Yeah. Like, hey, dude, we got some beautiful stuff too. Yeah, like, why are you guys showing us in this way?
Him and the RZA, Wu-Tang.
Tiger style.
So, people that speak out like that, it's like, the powers that be that, like, they just, I think they like hold their shirt back. So they don't get too big, even though he was like mega star, like this dude got so crazy big. It's like, gosh, damn, dude. But he knew that his purpose was greater than that.
So that makes sense. It's like, think around that time, John Lennon, Bob Marley, people like that.
Didn't make it.
Yeah.
Bob Marley, they don't.
Yeah, it's kind of.
They got him with the toe fungus.
So you would think like it's probably easy just to get to him some way, somehow, some kind of like poison or something like that, huh?
Dude. Like,
and he's like, to think about it, he was supposedly giving away like ancient knowledge and secrets and shit, wasn't it? Wasn't that the case?
Yeah, the Asian community, because that in itself is there's like groups that keep that stuff to themselves. Like an organization that's like, like we're the gatekeepers.
Yeah, man.
The gatekeepers were like, nah, dude, you shouldn't be doing that.
And at that time, bro, it's like gang shit. It's like fucking whatever place you can think of, East Los Angeles or something. Just a bunch of like gangs here and there with their own little style. You know what I mean? Like,
and he was just so happened to be in the culture where it was martial arts, but that has an underground culture too.
Yeah.
Just like like we all, I don't know if anybody knows, but boxing is super like mafia based. You know, there's a lot. The mafia is super tied into boxing. It's just a known thing. There's been books written about it. So even Muhammad Ali, I'm sure he had to deal with mafia likes, and I'm sure he was
The government was telling him to fucking go to war and shit like that. That's like there's no bigger mafia than the government.
For sure. Bob Marley said you can't trust them, and he just sang songs, and the mafia was after him just because he was getting crazy big. You know, like it's crazy. Like how, like then the power that one person has that doesn't even ask for it. That's kind of like supreme power, you know, because it's like, dude, I don't even want this power, but yet the people are like, well, we're gonna give it to you still, and we're gonna follow you, as opposed to I'm taking this, you know, and the people are like, but we don't want you to. I'm still gonna do it, and so the people are like, well, fuck that, you know. They try to resist a little bit. So when someone who doesn't really care to have it and gets it, for the people that are trying to get it, it's like crazy, like, fuck, no, we can't let that happen. You know, we're over here fucking fighting tooth and nail to be in a power position, and here comes a person that just walks by and all these people are following him, you know. So it's kind of like, dude, you're fucking up our shit.
Yeah, man, the dude was a star, bro. Bruce Lee, the dragon, dude. And dude, he was like born in both the hour and the year of the dragon, I think. And you too, no? Weren't you born? Yeah. I wonder if that curse of the men in the family, of the Lee family, if it's real, you know what I mean? Like, because it's crazy, because there's that movie where we're talking about, The Game of Death. There's a scene where Bruce Lee, he plays an actor, right? He gets shot by a prop gun on set. And it's, I don't know, man, it's just crazy. And then many years later, his son dies like that. You know, that shit's eerie as fuck. I don't know. And some people say it's even like maybe like the Chinese mafia or somebody, like the movie industry, you know, just like trying to put an end to the Lee lineage. I don't know, man. It's crazy, but sad though. What do you think about his son's death?
Who's?
Brandon Lee.
Oh, Brandon? Honestly,
was it like a freak accident, or you think they were involved?
I think they have to kill the seed. They have to kill everything.
The lineage.
All the lineage. They leave the girl because the girl, the daughter, she can have a baby, but it'll be like not, she's still blood, but the guy that comes into her life is not like, it's different when the man has a child.
That's how they see it, huh?
Yeah. It's like, well, we'll worry about the man, you know, the man having that'll keep the name going, because the woman will take the name of her husband. So, you know, she can still be like Williams Lee or whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. Or she might just keep it, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. She, I think that's why they shot Tupac too in the nuts. They were trying to kill him. Yeah, you know, he died with one testicle.
Yeah, I know.
He got shot.
Yeah.
I think there was this kind of on the same track. Like, yeah, we don't want people like him having kids, because
one Pac.
Then they'll be influential. Look at Bob Marley's kids. All those kids are like,
they're badass.
Influential. Yeah, they're all badass. So it's like
they fucked up.
They're all like mini hymns. Yeah.
Instead of fucking with his toe, they should have got to his nuts, huh? Instead, they should have.
Shit.
Yeah.
They tried. But that dude was gangster too. Bob Marley, even though he spoke of peace and love, and he was actually like revolutionary type, a revolutionist, you know, like military mindset.
Yeah.
Because he knew, like, oh shit, people are trying to kill my ass, you know, like I gotta be gangster with my shit, you know.
That's cool.
And like that whole scene too in the Crow, like that actor and stuff. Like I think from what I heard, that they changed it up. Like they can't, like on set, you can't point a gun to somebody. You know what I mean? Like you have to point away, or the camera, they do some kind of crazy camera angle, but you can't just point a gun straight at a person or something anymore.
It's nuts, dude.
I don't know what happened in Alec Baldwin's case and shit, but you know, that's kind of crazy right there,
dude.
too,
It's wacky what happens in that culture, you know.
Yeah.
And you hear like people that are in
Yeah.
that circle.
Yeah.
And I've heard interviews that like to be in that circle, you kind of have to like give a part of yourself up.
Oh, you have to sacrifice someone.
Or yeah,
Like for like being
that's
famous,
part,
like
like,
some Illuminati shit. Like you want to be in this fucking game, you gotta, you know.
yeah, you gotta like give. It's like you're bound by blood type of shit. It's like you're gonna get everything that you want, but it comes
Yeah.
at the price
At
of
a
your
price
soul,
of-
for real, for real.
yeah.
Like
It is like
if
selling
we
your
say-
soul
Yeah,
to
if
the
we
devil.
say jump, you say how high.
Yeah.
And I've heard like on YouTube seen videos where like dudes talk about it, and they're like, yeah, if you go to like certain parties and there's all these rooms, there's always something going on in these rooms, and even before you go into the party, that they'll be like, you gotta wear this pink shirt,
Oh shit.
and if you don't wear the pink shirt, then it's like you're not signing up to be a part of that clique, you know. And then they shun you. They're like, all right, well, guess who's not going to be a top music artist or top actor or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
You have to, like, play ball.
Or they blackmail you.
They
Get some shit on you, huh?
Well, I think that's after
That's
you probably try to break off.
maybe that's what they do in politics or in government, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in like, well, I think they probably do that in entertainment.
Because look how
industry as
much
well.
influence, I think Bruce Lee even knew, too, like, how much influence the cinema has. He comes from an acting family, so he probably knew how much influence the cinema has on
people.
people in general.
Yeah.
And what the look
What time is it at?
and what the look of his culture is going to look like, what impression. It's almost like he knew. He's like, man, I have this responsibility to portray my culture, myself, the future in a way where it's like, you know, in the best way, you know, where
Yeah.
people can get inspired, you know, and they're about it, you know, because they would, back in the day, they used to show Asian people all kinds of fucked up, always with the same roles, with the little hats and the funky look, you know, like so
Yeah.
racist, stereotypical racist type shit, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
gosh, damn, dude.
Yeah, man, fuck all those movies. But you know which one's dope, bro? You know which ones are dope? The fucking, what do you call them? Wu-Tang movies and shit. Yeah, the...
Wu-Tang style. Huh? You must think first. Before you move. My lord, a handsome sword. Do you think your Wu-Tang sword can defeat me?
Some of those movies are pretty dope. Like, what's that one called?
The Shaolin.
The Shaolin.
Yeah.
The 36
I
Chambers.
think that,
and
I think that came
the 5... what's
shortly
that?
after.
Yeah. Some of those movies. are
Yeah,
pretty
the
cool.
36 Chambers and the Flying Guillotine, all that stuff.
The
that
5 Fingers, or was it the 5 something? The 7 Deadly...
Assassin?
Fuck. Some shit. I forgot.
Yeah.
Well, those are pretty dope. 5 Deadly Venoms. That's what's up. That's what it is.
He had the speed of the snake.
Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to talk a little bit about Bruce Lee. Ever since I was a kid, man, I've been fascinated with him. Me and a million others, I bet. But not only is he the most influential martial artist of all time, he's probably one of the biggest pop culture icons ever, too. Shit, dude. I love his fucking quote about H2O.
This is what it is, okay? I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
What a badass. I always kind of find it kind of weird, too, on how he died, but...
I think everyone in their heart probably knows, like, yeah, something happened with that dude. That, you know, like, it's almost like we can't really pinpoint it exactly, but
Yeah.
people know.
But like, think about it. Like, sometimes when you're like famous and you're making money, people who like can run you realize that you're probably worth more dead to them alive.
yeah.
And they can fucking just
'Cause
use you
now-
by your name.
Oh, because then they keep
Your fucking
stuff,
name,
yeah.
your whole fucking the whole image. Look how many fucking Bruce Lees came after him. Like people who copied his name. Like
Right.
there's a Bob Lee, there's a fucking Steve Lee, or no, I'm not talking about Tiger Man. There's like a fucking like,
Bobby Lee,
no, they have a fucking. There's so many Lees out there.
Gregory Lee.
Yeah. I love those guys. Shout out.
Tiger Belly. No.
But but anyways, yeah, there's like a lot of people that kind of copy that image afterwards and they try to run with it. You know what I mean? And I love Jackie Chan. He kind of did the opposite. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be a badass, but I'm gonna also be like the clown. You know what I mean? And I like that role.
There's a cool thing with Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee. They used to be in the same set together, and then Bruce Lee was like, he had this scene with Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And he fucked him up.
Mm.
The thing was to fuck him up, and in one of those, Jackie Chan says that he hit Bruce Lee, like I guess for real, kind of something happened, and he for real hit him. And then after that every time Bruce Lee would see Jackie Chan, he would go like, like, oh, you hit me. Yeah, like he'd grab his face like, oh, do you hit me? And Jackie Chan would be like, oh, like it make him kind of like feel bad, But then after that, he like noticed him and was like, every time there was like a movie and they needed stunt people, that Bruce Lee would be like, hey, no, use this guy, him.
Yeah, he does his own stunts.
Yeah, just like him, use him.
Yeah.
Like it's like
that's
certain
why
people.
he became the man he is.
Yeah,
too.
certain people, like those real
Pass the
magnetic
torch.
people. Yeah, once they touch you, it's almost like now you have that magnetism too.
Yeah.
Like all the people that Bruce Lee touched, magnetic. Muhammad Ali touched Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson now, through his evolution.
So you're saying I have to go out there and find somebody that's like great and have them touch me?
Touch you, or just be around him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But if he touches you,
yeah,
you're gonna be better off, and you'll get more opportunities,
that's what's up.
and he'll like you more.
Yeah. Danielson, wax on, wax off.
Love me. Conspiracy talk.
Then you go to another small town, rink-a-dink. They're like, jiu-jitsu, what the hell? I don't know why I said that voice, but they're like, jiu-jitsu, what the hell is that? Like,
Jew what?
yeah, Jew what? I like all people. Like,